So the Elon Musk and Donald Trump drama continues, and if you're a fan of gangster and heist movies, you'll kind of know how this is going to end, right? You come together for that first big job that is going to be the last job that you ever do, but ultimately all of these thieves and gangsters end up cheating each other. These are the headlines today. Elon Musk, White House advisor, says OpenAI deal announced at White House is a sham. So it looks like Elon Musk is basically calling these people a bunch of liars. We just made a video of this just a few hours ago, and already Elon Musk is calling foul. You can see this here. Musk pours cold water on Trump-backed Stargate AI project. And this is also another headline. Musk undercuts Trump's Stargate AI investment announcement. So what is going on? Who's calling who a liar? And let's just jump right in. So first, if you want to catch up on the drama, catch up on the last couple of videos I made. We've been covering this stuff. A lot of firings going on and a lot of money raising and money grabbing all at the same time. OpenAI, 18 hours ago, said announcing the Stargate project. And that was officially announced by Trump, and then he was flanked by Sam Altman was there, Larry Ellison, Masayoshi-san. And then Elon Musk says they don't actually have the money. And this is referring to the $500 billion investment, I guess, is coming into this thing. Musk is saying they don't have the money. Pretty nuts, because this particular story captures everything that we're facing with the markets, with our politics, sort of how we treat each other, all of it. So for example, Sam Altman says, Trump's Stargate will allow AGI to be built in the USA. So that is your artificial general intelligence. Trump has been bragging that AI, crypto, all these new data centers are going to create hundreds of thousands of jobs. That was according to Trump's words. We just talked about this. And then the AGI stuff is for many people say it's a pipe dream. The idea that we're going to create this AI that's going to be smarter and faster and more efficient at everything than humans. And then the question is like, what's going to happen to all our jobs? Well, they always kind of skip over that part. And then whether or not the AGI ever works, that's a whole other issue as well. But this is what we're talking about, guys. Sam Altman even says 16 hours ago, build monuments in the desert. Really, referring to his Stargate thing in Texas. And there's already a fight, and you're like, well, why is Elon Musk calling this stuff lies? Well, because they're fighting over the same resources and the same land, basically. It's just like, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. So, for example, I've been mentioning this before. Elon Musk wants to build his AI company, his data centers, his Tesla battery factories in Texas. He wants your power. He wants your water. Guys, this is just, the town ain't big enough for the both of them. Already Elon Musk is suing OpenAI, Sam Altman, these kind of things. Basically, he's claiming that they can't go for profits, and he's also claiming that it's a lot of lawsuits. I'll just say Musk has sued them 5 times now, I think it is. He's also claiming you can't raise money the way that you're doing it. Like Altman, I guess, said, hey, if you give money to me, you can't give money to Musk. The drama is actually really insane. Another headline here, Sam Altman calls Elon Musk a bully who enjoys getting into fights with fellow billionaires. But then he goes back and also says he still considers Musk a friend. Say, what? Now, listen to Sam Altman in his own words, and you'll see that he's a fast talker.
People who are concerned about AI on either the work and job front or just it's scary, what do you say to them that there are rails to make sure that it doesn't go out of bounds?
Yeah, there are hundreds of millions of people using these tools today. It'll go to billions. People are using it and really dependent on it for all sorts of great things in their lives. Like any new technology, we do have to put some rails on it. You can imagine ways it could go wrong. But if you look at the safety record, what we've been able to ship so far, what I think we'll be able to do in the future, the benefits of this tremendously outweigh the downsides. We have to be responsible how we do this. We have to build it carefully. But I think people are really good, and people will do, on balance, incredible things with this technology. The scale of this investment obviously is huge, and what I think that says about the likely progress of the technology, at least what all of us believe, is correspondingly huge. But I have enormous faith we'll figure it out.
And the first one in Texas?
First one in Texas. Already going.
So you can see he said a whole bunch of stuff, acknowledging that AI has some downsides, but I guess on balance he says it's good. He's also talking about the power stuff and whatever in Texas. Guys, you have to understand all this in context because again, right now we're facing a downturn in the markets and the economy, And these people that you're seeing all argue and fighting about getting your tax dollars to build their AIs and batteries and humanoid robots and robotaxis, all this kind of stuff. That's supposed to be the solution to all our problems, is to replace us with robots. I know if you think none of this makes sense, that's the point. None of it makes sense. On top of this, Elon Musk, because I don't want to imply that Elon Musk is telling the truth, because I don't know. I don't know who's telling the truth in this stuff. I think they're all liars, to be perfectly frank, because we know Elon Musk lies about video games, right? He pretends to be the best video game player in the world. It's hard to say what to say about this stuff, or hard to say how to read these things, I should say. There's another headline: blame the Supreme Court for Elon Musk's power in Trump's administration, referring to Citizens United, meaning that right now we have an oligarchy where businesses can come in and buy everything. Regards to the technology stuff, I think Trump just basically says whatever he's paid to say. I don't think he understands any technology anyway. All Trump knows is, hey, can I make money on this stuff or not? If you don't know, Trump and his wife Melania have both launched their meme coin crypto, so they're trying to get a cash grab that way, and also it's a way for them to take foreign money. On top of that, I don't know who's got money and where the money's going. I mean, that's another problem, is like Musk is like, they don't actually have the money. That's regarding the Stargate project. But what I'm saying though is, like, it's so hard to know who's telling the truth in any of this stuff, and there's lots of dark money flowing. So Elon Musk even followed up and said, SoftBank has well under 10 billion secured. I have that on good authority. Now, remember, we're trying to get this money to add up to 500 billion. So how do we add all these things up regarding all these parties involved? Sam Altman says, I generally respect your accomplishments and think you are the most aspiring entrepreneur of our time. So he doesn't really say one way or the other who's telling the truth. That was his response. You also got this. He also responds to Sam Altman again. He says, wrong. As you surely know, want to come visit the first site already underway. This is great for our country. I realize that what is great for the country isn't always what's optimal for your companies, but in your new role, I hope you'll mostly put America first. So these are how these people talk to each other. It's kind of crazy. So Altman's trying to be more diplomatic about it. Elon Musk is basically saying, you don't have the money, you're liars. And I honestly, this is, again, fight for dollars. But the thing is, theoretically, both these guys could take all of our money, right? Theoretically. However, I think this is all about power and positioning, because they're also trying to build in the same spot. That's why I said maybe the town ain't big enough for the both of them. You can actually look at more. It's insane how when you dig down this rabbit hole, Smokeaway says OpenAI and Microsoft are done. Sam Altman replies, this is just 15 hours ago. Absolutely not. Very important and huge partnership for a long time. We need more compute. Beth is saying, did OpenAI raise $500 billion? Altman just gives a salute, so I don't know if that's a yes or a no. I don't know what salute means. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And it's interesting when you actually read through comments and stuff, like people kind of see the stuff that we talk about in our community, right? Etsy Robinson says, Trump announced it. Aren't you and Larry good friends? And it refers to Larry Ellison over at Oracle. This is confusing. Can you please elaborate? Hogue says, Sam might need to sell a car. Someone else says, isn't this for community notes is for? But I don't think community notes is really going to know how much money people have anyway, because Musk lies a lot about his money situation the same way Trump does. I'm sure Altman's lying about his money situation too. You can't trust any of these people. That's the kind of world this is in. This is all it's all a house of cards, essentially, because what you're trying to do is always convince someone that you've got the cash, that your project's moving forward, and you're essentially juggling a bunch of pies in the air, I guess you could call it. Hoping you don't drop any of the pies and land on someone's face. Another person says, that's fine. They can just launch some meme coin and secure the funds. We talked about fart coins yesterday. Yes, and I did say fart coin, and no, I'm not joking. Watch my video from yesterday. We talked about that. Other people say here, competition AI is dumb. Let them use Starlink and orbit data centers and the whole space data center stuff. Actually, Google and Elon Musk were making jokes or serious jokes. I never know. It's hard to tell if these people are serious or not about this stuff. I mean, we're all talking about real money. And that's why I wanted to show you the Sam Altman thing, like how these kind of people talk. Because sometimes when you just only see their text and, you maybe hear news stories of how awesome these people are. But then when you actually see them talk, be it see Elon Musk, stumble around with whatever speeches he's saying and giving questionable salutes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Or Sam Altman being a fast talker, or Trump, looking uninterested and low energy, how he's been doing lately. Like this whole thing is a sham, isn't it obvious? It is a cast of characters that fit in a circus, but not necessarily fit in our leadership at the highest levels. It is a major, major problem. And unfortunately, not enough people pay attention to this stuff. That's why I have to show you guys all these things that we look at every day. I follow it, but I just want to make sure you guys are following it as well. There's this. Okay, so Microsoft supposedly does have the money. So I would believe that Microsoft has money. That I would believe. This year, Microsoft's OpenAI's largest investor was named technology partner in a project. And this is from Satya Nadella told CNBC, look, all I know is I'm good for 80 million. So Microsoft says that, okay, so they're claiming they got the 80 million. OpenAI, theoretically, it just says raised billions of dollars here. Oracle, I guess, has 11 billion. SoftBank maybe has a 30 billion. So how do we get to the 500 billion? Well, that's maybe where Trump comes in. I mean, we're talking about quite a lot of money here. On top of that, there's more drama to this stuff. That's why I had to go through all these things. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this stuff as well. Sam Altman's accusing people. He says here, Twitter hype is out of control again. We are not going to deploy AGI next month, nor have we built it. We have some very cool stuff for you, but please chill and cut your quotations 100x. It's hard to follow because he'll make speeches saying, hey, we're close to AI. Now he's saying control your hypes. Like, these people are, double talking here. Sam Altman also says, thank you to the external safety researchers who tested O3 Mini. We now have finalized version and beginning to release the process, planning to ship a couple of weeks. Also heard the feedback. We'll launch API and ChatGPT at the same time. It's very good. So they're always announcing new products and always announcing how close they are. And then he's trying to say, play down the hype. And then you also have this issue, which I think is important, which not enough people mention enough. But I do talk about because I think it is something you want to think about, especially if you're just a citizen and people are trying to take your power and water. If you're an investor, if you're curious, like if any of these crypto projects, AI projects, and all these things that these tech bros and Trump are promising you are real, I'll say this: regardless of what we do, we have a power problem, and they want to add more strain onto the power grid. Be it electric cars take a lot of power, right? And all those data centers take power, etc. And then we have climate change, and this is the headlines today, just coming out today. Deep freeze propels power demand on largest U.S. grid to winter record. They were talking about storms like, I think the last like crazy storms was like 1895 or some crazy thing. It was like, say 130 years. It's like Texas, Florida, all over the South. People are getting snow that usually don't get snow. If you guys are experiencing this, please let me know. And then they're talking about we're like at the highest use of energy that we've had. Something's got to give. And I keep saying that the problem with all these people at the top is they're all born rich, so they have no idea how regular people live. They think you're a bunch of ants, basically, and they don't care about you. They want your water, want your power, want to build their data centers, replace you with AI and robots. That's their plan for success. And on top of that, people's houses are burning down. We've had dry season, and it's really the whole everything is crazy. That's why you have to pay attention to all this stuff. I don't ignore climate change. I don't ignore power needs. I don't ignore the needs of people that need affordable food, affordable housing. Now we got another fire in San Diego is just happening right now. I just saw this reported today. On top of that, because it's not just power. You have to understand it's all collectively related. We have this hurricane damage to still deal with. Part of to solve the power problems of all this new AI and all these crazy storms, et cetera, that knock out grids. Now we're talking about rebuilding and opening up a bunch of nuclear plants. So I'm actually not against nuclear energy. I'm not against it. I want to make that clear. But I think it needs to be done safely. And the other problem we have is that the Trump people and the Musk people, they want to remove all regulations. They want to get rid of like federal employees that protect our safety. And I can't stress this enough. If you're going to be trying to build all your data centers and taking people's power that way, and then to get more power, you're going to build these nuclear plants without regulators in place. And Musk hates the Environmental Protection Agency. He hates the EPA. He complains about it all the time because he wants to launch his rockets and poison your water and drop rockets in your house. And now all these AI centers want to build nuclear plants. Just think about that. Like if we don't have enough regulators in place and we start like opening up all of these, nuclear plants in the tech bro culture, the Musk, the Altmans, and Trump and all these people, their culture is move fast and break things. That's not the culture that I want when I'm putting in a bunch of new nuclear plants. That's exactly the culture that I don't want. So if you guys disagree, please let me know. But that's the discussion right now is more nuclear plants. It's also crazy. This all Trump stuff is putting the markets in disarray because we're talking about tariffs on Canada. So then all the Canadian stocks are like, what the heck is going on? Because people don't know. People don't know what policy is going forward, nor if anyone's telling the truth on any of this stuff. I'll tell you something that is truth though. When Trump, I think he's threatening tariffs of 25% on Mexico and Canada, there are like our biggest trade partners in the USA, and so this will have massive effects. That's why I said like they want you all focus on AI stuff, but it's all connected. It's all connected. Like energy, food, all of these things are connected and messing with our trading partners. Here's a list of all the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. Automobile and light motor vehicle manufacturing, crude oil, electronics, computers. This is the trade between Canada and Mexico and USA. Like it's all these things. Other vehicle motor parts, goods returned, heavy duty trucks and chassis, oil refinery products, motor vehicle, electrical, electronic equipment, audio and video equipment, and then non-ferrous metal, be it aluminum, smelted, refined. I know a lot of our fertilizer comes from Canada. The Trump people, they're going to try to make the case that this is Elon Musk retweeting that they're the most transparent president in history. I don't know if transparent is the right word. I'll say you can make the case public. You can make the case public. I don't know about the word transparent, but you can make the case public. On top of that, Trump, and you have to relate this to the power, to the AI, to the crypto, because remember I said they're going to remove regulators on things like that. On top of that, they're fighting on who's going to remove the regulators. So, for example, Ross Gerber was making a joke here. Doge cuts 50% on the first day. Vivek is the first Scaramucci to go, right? And if you don't know, we just talked about this in the last video. Trump forced out Vivek, and this is the funny headline. Trump, and it's real too. Trump forced Vivek Ramaswamy out of Doge for being too irritating. Yeah, that's the headline, but other people have pointed to other reasons why they may not like Vivek. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, what those reasons might be. But I'll say, here's a hint here. On top of announcing this sham AI and stuff, now we're firing federal employees. This is the headline just now. Trump orders all federal DEI employees placed on paid leave starting Wednesday. Now, again, you have to understand that they want to shrink the size of government and they're going to get you focused on the DI stuff. That's what Trump wants, and his, you could say followers and MAGA people say, oh yeah, fire everybody. We don't want anybody, especially fire the dark people, the females, and all these kind of things. I want to say this, guys, with the DI stuff. I want to make this really clear. It is a much bigger category than you realize. I'll give you just a couple simple examples that people don't talk enough about. For those people, say, who have physical disabilities, so they say in the wheelchair, just for example, they can work a desk job just fine, totally fine, right? They're in a wheelchair, but that doesn't mean they can't work on a computer. They can't type. Their minds can still function totally fine. These are the kinds of people that, in my opinion, that you shouldn't ignore. From the Trump's point of view, or this kind of MAGA point of view, is like, oh, I'm only looking for people of a certain color and people of a certain sex. So basically white dudes, that's kind of who they preference. And I'm just saying, just for example, don't ignore people in wheelchair. Or another example, when we talk about DI, people don't talk about it enough, is age. Ageism is a very real thing in the USA. And so, for example, let's say you're, 50, like I am. I'm 49, but I'll be 50 soon. As you guys can see, you see me every day. I'm perfectly functioning. Everything works fine for me. But like some people might say, well, I don't want to hire someone who's 50. I'm looking after that cheap 20-year-old kid, etc. And, I probably have another 50 years in me still, or more. Maybe I'm going for 60 years more. Like, you live to 110. You can do that these days. There's a lot of people out there, it's not just me. There's people out there that say 60, 70 that are functioning totally fine. But if you look at their age on paper, it's like, I don't want to hire you, too old, right? So I know they're going to focus on race and gender, that kind of stuff, focus on trans and stuff like that. But I'm going to say DI is a bigger pool of people. You could also talk about military experience. You say you've been in the military for, 10, even to 20 years. And people might look at your resume and be like, well, you're in the military. What can you do for our company? And so there's all these sort of reasons why you'd want to have HR staff in place to look for different types of pipelines to recruit different types of people. So I understand how they try to portray DI as finding unqualified people, but I disagree. I think it's just opening up the door to make sure that you're looking at everybody. Because if you look at who Trump wants to hire, it's clearly they're not looking at everybody. They're only looking for people who will kiss the ring, who are from Florida and have a particular skin complexion. So it's obvious when you look at his hires. Like, Trump wants to hire Linda McMahon, who's had these crazy world professional wrestling scandals and like really bad scandals. If you want to look this stuff up, her and her husband, you can. I'll just say it's bad, like really bad abuse scandals. Or Hegseth, the defense secretary pick, he's got a bunch of scandals as well. The latest one was like sister-in-law saw, I think it's the second wife, I don't know how many wives he's had, but second wife, I guess she was hiding in the closet from him, worried that he was going to hurt her or something. That kind of stuff's not good. And he's drinking all the time, passing out. That's the kind of people that he wants to hire. And then they claim that, all these DI people are your problem. The dark people, et cetera, are your problems. But you can kind of see the people they want to hire. It's obvious what's going on. On top of that, Trump wants to kick out all the immigrants, et cetera. So there's going to be a bunch of raids. And then the solution that they say to all of your problems after we hire, only people of a certain complexion, according to Trump, then Musk is saying, well, then we're going to have a bunch of robots to replace you and everything's going to be great. We're all going to be rich and robots are going to be playing with your kids. And so that's why, like, when we talk about, say, the AI, the data centers, everyone's calling each other liars, et cetera. Why it's extremely crazy and dangerous of who we have at the top and why we need to pay attention to this stuff. Call out the shams when you see it. So anyway, I hope you guys understand how all these things fit together. I know I make a lot of jokes when we talk about this stuff because frankly, it feels like our whole world is absurd, and it's a lot like that Idiocracy movie. I really know. Let's try to maintain some sanity, and I do appreciate you always coming back for more. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Please share your thoughts on this, and I'll catch you all in the next video.